Hello there. My name is Dee Sherrill. I am the CFO and founder of Business Squared LLC, which is a financial solutions resource-based company that helps underrepresented startup companies with understanding their financial foundation and articulating their financial vision so that they are in place to financially advocate for their company. So we do contracted CFO services, business credit development, and just a series of training and facilitating to underrepresented founders to get them more financially literate about their business.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Can you talk about business credit, like for a dummy? Like, how would you explain business credit to somebody that never looked into it or knew about it before?
Yeah, so with business credit, I guess the simplest way to talk about business credit to like kind of help folks understand all that it entails is business credit is both either traditional or non-traditional. So traditional business credit is basically going to a bank or going to a lender that is FDIC insured, meaning regulated by the federal government, and going to FDIC insured lender and acquiring lending opportunities with a bank. And so, and you know what, doesn't even really have to be a bank. It could be like a third party too. But most of the time when you're trying to develop traditional business credit, which essentially just means that you're using yourself as a personal guarantor. So traditional business credit means that you use yourself or maybe even somebody else as a guarantor to secure that credit. However, the non-traditional business credit would mean that you're not utilizing yourself as a guarantor, and essentially what you're leveraging is your EIN number for your company, and you're leveraging that number to build and grow your business credit. Now, traditionally, you'll have your company and then you'll have yourself as the individual. And so basically as a personal guarantor, you're saying that, hey, my credit is in position to basically back my company's loan or credit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the non-traditional is, okay, I don't really have the credit for this, but essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to build vendor relationships, and I'm going to leverage those vendor relationships to be my collateral, so to speak. So when you like personally guarantor a loan or credit, that means that you're saying, hey, I have a good credit score, I have the money to pay for this credit back. I have the credit score, I have the money, I don't have as much debt. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. Sorry. That's the main thing, like business credit for dummies. Traditional, non-traditional. Traditional means that I'm backing up my business with my personal credit, with my personal credit profile, right? I'm worthy enough credit-wise, income-wise, to back my business credit up, right? To back my business up with a loan or for credit. Some folks don't have that type of security. So essentially what they would do is they would leverage their EIN number. They would build vendor relationships with that EIN number. And then those relationships will report to business credit bureaus. And those business credit bureaus will begin to develop and create a paydex score. That paydex score is equivalent to your credit score. Your personal credit score is equivalent to your paydex score. So with your business credit, you have a paydex score. With your personal credit, you have your personal credit score. And so essentially, business credit is definitely something that you want to begin to leverage and utilize for your business. I think the issue comes in where folks are not able to personally guarantee themselves. So when you're not able to personally guarantee yourself, that means that you have to have the discipline and the money to invest in different vendor relationships, to report to your business credit bureaus the the payment history and the consistency of your payments. So that would kind of just be like my synopsis on like kind of like what business credit is. You know, essentially you're building your paydex score, which is basically your personal credit score, so that you're in position to leverage more opportunities under your business credit your business credit or your EIN number. Some people don't have to use their EIN number. Some people have really great credit and they're like, hey, I'll personally back up, you know, my business credit, you know, I'll personally back up my you know, any type of loan or credit opportunity that I'm trying to get from the bank. I'm in position to back it up. I can do it. A lot of our people are struggling with their credit, so they have to go the non-traditional route, you know. So business credit is great. I just think that, you know, we oftentimes think that it's a, you know, oh, I'm gonna get my business credit right and I'm just, you know, do it and that's it. And yeah, do it and that's it, but it's a process, right? So that's why I stand on my method with my company is establish, build, and grow, right? Because you have to have a foundation first, and then you have to build on that foundation. And once you have established a foundation, built upon that foundation, then now you're in position to soar, you're in position to grow. So I feel like credit is like that, right? Like you have to establish those vendor accounts, right? You have to pay consistently and, you know, leverage future vendor accounts. And then it's like, once you start building and establishing those relationships, you have 12 to 15 different vendor relationships, then you're in position to, you know, have relationships with larger companies. Because essentially when you first start out, you're building vendor relationships with like small companies that you probably won't do business with like all the time. You'll probably just start building those relationships up initially just to kind of get your business credit going. But the vendors that you really want to do business with and that you're going to really leverage in your business are going to be vendors that, you know, give you a line of credit that's not tied to a store, or vendors that allow you to buy auto loans from them or purchase auto loans from them. And, you know, there's no personal guarantor. So there's certain vendors out there that a business really wants to reach to in order to build a relationship with, but you got to build relationships with the smaller vendors like Home Depot, like Walmart, like Sam's Club. They have Granger, Uline, smaller vendors that, you know, like I said, you don't always want something from them, but because you're trying to build the business credit, you get things from them to build the business credit. And then as you build those smaller relationships, then you move on to the larger relationships. So establish your small vendors, build upon to your medium-sized vendors, and then you grow to your larger vendors. And those are like your bigger banks. That's how you get your car. Like people are like, oh, I want to get a car, my business credit. Like you got to work for that. You got to build like 10, 12 relationships just to get to that. So what I like to always say about business credit is that it's not a get rich or get money quick scheme type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a discipline. It's a craft. Same thing with your personal credit. You got to keep paying that credit card every month. You have to, you know, establish new relationships that are going to add value to what your future credit goals are. It's a process. It's not like right away. So that's my tidbit on that.